Hey, Travers. So, yeah, we just got down to Lafitte. We've got Mayor Tim Kerner Jr. joining us live. Right now, Lafitte is under a mandatory evacuation.
That's right. Lafitte, Lower Lafitte, Barataria, and Crown Point.
What
And
is,
Grand Isle.
how many people are actually leaving? We noticed there's a lot of people still in town.
Yeah. I'm hoping as many people as possible. If you're watching, please, you still have time to leave. The storm looks like it's hitting in the early afternoon, so you still have time to leave tonight. But, you know, if people in elevated homes, it's probably 50-50. People on the ground, I think they have evacuated.
What's the most new information? I know this is hour by hour, minute by minute.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at a 4 to 7 surge. So, I mean, that gives us problems. We're already about a foot higher above normal. So I want people to know that, you know, if we get 7, it's really going to be about 8 feet, and we're going to be in a bond. So make sure that if you have a place to go, please do so tonight. But we're going to battle this thing. We're hoping for the best. We're hoping Mother Nature helps us out a little bit. But look, if there's a chance, if there's a 1% chance that we beat this storm, then we're going to do it.
Mayor Kerner, are you nervous about levees breaking, overtopping in your town?
Yeah, Hurricane Ida, they did overtop. Now, look, I don't think this is going to be the same beast as Hurricane Ida, but the experts are saying 4 to 7, so you got to take it. You got to take what they say seriously, and that's what we got to prepare for. We got to prepare for the absolute worst case scenario. I don't foresee it, but again, we're preparing like it is.
Are you preparing for any?
Not the levee break, but levee overtop. And look, anything can happen, but these levees are sheet piles 30 feet in the ground. It's going to be very hard for them to break.
Are you preparing for any high water rescues in general? And do you have the resources here in town to perform those rescues?
Yeah, so we're like Hurricane Ida, we have sandboat airboat companies that are ready to rock and roll. I mean, we have 50 to 100 airboats in the storm if we do flood and we need rescues. And I've also talked to Jefferson Parish and the Sheriff's Department, who will all provide high water vehicles in an event where we need to rescue some people.
How are you preparing? We've been seeing large trucks coming in and out with sandbags. How is the town preparing at this minute?
Yeah, so we have a few areas that are levees currently under construction, not finished. In Lower Lafitte, in Orange Basin, it's 98% done, so we make sure to close those gaps and give them the best possible chance. And then Roselawn, it's about 50 to 60% finished. So right now we're trying to close that gap and try to give them as much protection as possible. Of course, closing in the town, but then Lower Lafitte, Barataria, we're also sandbagging the low spots that hopefully Mother Nature helps us that'll give them, and if it's quick, that they won't flood.
About how many sandbags have been put down so far at this hour? I know it's minute by minute.
Yeah, oh man, I would say at least 30,000. 30,000 small ones, about 250 big bags. And that doesn't include the HESCO baskets that we have. We're even trying to get more. But by the time it's all said and done, we're maybe close to about 50,000 bags.
50,000 sandbags right here in Lafitte.
In 2 days, yeah.
How are you doing right now? I know, we were speaking about what it was like with Ida and Lafitte back in 2021. We were on the ground here. It was catastrophic. Is this concerning for you? Are you dealing with any PTSD or any of your residents?
Yeah, look, it's heartbreaking. It is so darn heartbreaking after these people getting hit so hard. And they got to deal with this so soon after, out of nowhere. So yeah, look, right now I'm laser focused on giving these people as much protection. I know how important it is. I know that if Mother Nature gives us an opportunity to slow down this water and let the pumps catch up to it goes, then we're going to take that opportunity. So yeah, look, it's sad, but we're out here to kick some butt and take some names and try to give these people the best protection, because I think it means a lot more than any other storm in history.
With the certain areas of town do not have levee protection, how concerned are you that something catastrophic could happen with certain areas having little to no protection?
Yeah, well, look, absolutely. I'm extremely concerned about those areas. And if this storm would happen a year from now, next year, we would have had a lot more levees up. We have a few more levee projects funded, but one starts in the fall and 2 more starts first quarter of next year. So we had a lot more protection. The other 2 we discussed would have been finished. But it just so happens it's the time's now. So yeah, I'm concerned with them. Again, continue to pray like everyone else as we fight in this battle that Mother Nature helps us out a little bit. But I just want people to be prepared for that, the worst. Hope for the best.
Mayor Kerner, we can see some people, if we're able to pan over, we can show the road. There are some people appearing to leave, but we're seeing a lot of people going into town. What is your message to your residents that have not left and really have no plan?
Yeah, well, look, we also have an army down here working. It's a lot of those cars. That's what you see. But my message to them is, please look. Hey, you don't have to go 5 hours away to get in a much safer situation. The federal levee is just a mile or two up the road, and look, you still have hurricane force winds, but the surge threat is going at that point. So I recommend everybody to get within that levee if you can. And if you do ride it out, just look, hey, you might be without electricity, you might not be able to leave, just be prepared for that. But, that's about it for that.
All right, Mayor Kerner, and wrapping up, is there an estimate on the amount of people you have in town that could assist in the emergencies that are expected?
So that could assist in our emergency operation. Right now we have about 40 people working. They're trying to battle this. It divided up in different crews. Some on machines. I think we're going to have most of those guys throughout the night. These guys love this area as much as I do, so they're going to fight for it. Now, when a storm hits, you usually lose a few because they got to go take care of their families and their property. They have kids. So, but we're going to have our strong core group that's going to bust butt to the end.
Okay. And if you had to put an estimate on the number of people that are still in town, I know you don't have a magic ball, but if you had to estimate just from your, going around, how many people do you think are still in town?
I really don't know. During Hurricane Ida, we had police knocking on doors saying, "Hey, we just, get out because if not, we're going to be checking the house for bodies." At one point, and this storm, I don't think it called for that extent of it. Now, I've been encouraging people to mandatory evacuate. At the end of the day, if they stay, they stay. But I plead to them to get to safety.
Okay. So your message right now is to get out of town.
Without a doubt. Look, we do not, and I want people to know this, we do not take mandatory evacuations lightly. That's something that we do not want to do unless it's absolutely necessary. So when it's done, it is absolutely necessary. It means the worst case scenario could put a lot of people in a bind. So that's why it's in place. So I hope people listen to it and adhere to it and evacuate.
Mayor Kerner, wrapping up, is there anything else you'd like to stress, anything else you want the public to know tonight?
I just want the people of Jean Lafitte, Lowell Lafitte, Barrett-Terre to know we're going to fight this thing like we've never fought anything in our lives, and we know how important this is to win this battle, to show that that we can get through these storms, that this place is here to stay, and I know you need a break from the constant suffering that these hurricanes cause. So we're going to do everything in our power, say some prayers for these people, and let's hope for the best and hopefully pull it off.
Mayor Kerner, I appreciate your time this evening. Thank you so much. So again, you heard it live right there. Again, a lot of people still are in town. Mayor Kerner asking locals to get out and abide by this mandatory evacuation. Back to you.
Yeah, and they use this term a lot called